We often hear that empathy is a superpower, the ability to feel what others feel, to connect deeply, to offer comfort. But what if this superpower has a hidden cost? What if, in our earnest desire to care, we unknowingly pave a path to our own exhaustion, our own emotional depletion? Welcome back to High Race Mind, where we unravel the complex psychology behind our deepest thoughts and feelings. Today, we're not celebrating empathy, we're dissecting its shadow side. The silent drain on your soul when being too caring becomes a burden. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by others' emotions, or found yourself constantly giving until there's nothing left, this conversation is for you. Stay with me, and let's explore this crucial, often overlooked aspect of our emotional lives. First, let's clarify what we mean by empathy. Psychologists generally distinguish between two main types. Cognitive empathy. This is the ability to understand another person's feelings and thoughts. It's I understand what you're going through. It's rational, intellectual, emotional empathy. This is the ability to feel what another person is feeling. It's I feel what you're going through. This is where the dark side often emerges. While both are vital for connection, it's emotional empathy, especially when unchecked, that can lead to what's known as empathy burnout or compassion fatigue. It's when you absorb the emotions of others so deeply that they become your own, blurring the lines between your suffering and theirs. So, how does this soul drain manifest? Chronic exhaustion. It's not just physical, but a deep emotional and mental fatigue. Irritability and resentment. Feeling short-tempered or even resentful towards the people you're trying to help, leading to guilt. Emotional numbness. As a defense mechanism, you might start feeling less, becoming detached, which can be distressing for empathetic individuals. Social withdrawal. Pulling back from interactions, even those you once enjoyed, to protect your dwindling emotional resources. Neuroscience shows us that our brains, specifically the anterior insula and anterior cingulate cortex, activate when we experience pain and when we observe others' pain. For highly empathetic individuals, this response can be almost identical, making their sympathetic nervous system constantly on high alert. It's like living in a perpetual state of emergency, which is unsustainable. Why are some of us more susceptible to this drain? Porous boundaries. A lack of clear emotional boundaries, allowing others' emotions to flood in without a filter. The fixer mentality. A deep-seated belief that it's your responsibility to alleviate others' suffering, often fueled by a desire to be needed or valued. Fear of disappointing others. The inability to say no to requests for emotional support, even when you're depleted. Misunderstanding self-care. Believing that caring for yourself is selfish, rather than recognizing it as a prerequisite. For caring for others effectively, this isn't about being weak. It's about being profoundly attuned to the human condition, often to your own detriment, if not managed mindfully. So, how can we cultivate healthy empathy that enriches our lives without draining our souls? 1. Practice deliberate detachment. Instead of feeling with someone, focus on understanding from their perspective. Ask yourself, what might they be feeling, rather than how do I feel what they're feeling? 2. Establish strong emotional boundaries. Visualize a protective shield around your emotional core. You can listen, understand, and offer support without absorbing their pain. It's okay to say, I hear you, and that sounds incredibly difficult, without having to carry it yourself. 3. Develop self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you offer others. Recognize that your capacity is finite and that self-care is not selfish. It's essential for sustained empathy. 4. The container metaphor. Imagine yourself as a container. You can only pour out what you have inside. Regularly refill your container through solitude hobbies, mindfulness, or anything that rejuvenates you. 5. Learn to say no. It's a full sentence. Saying no to an emotional demand when you're depleted isn't a failure of empathy. It's an act of self-preservation that ultimately allows you to be more present and effective when you can give. Empathy is indeed a gift, but like any powerful tool, it requires skill and awareness to wield effectively. By understanding its dark side, by setting boundaries, And by practicing radical self-compassion, we transform our empathy from a potential source of depletion into a sustainable force for connection and genuine care. It's not about feeling less. It's about feeling wisely. It's about being present for others without losing yourself in the process. What are your experiences with the dark side of empathy? Have you found effective ways to protect your emotional well-being while remaining connected to others? Share your insights in the comments below. Your perspective helps our entire community grow. If this resonated with you, hit that like button. Subscribe to High Race Mind for more deep dives into the human psyche. And don't forget to ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next exploration.